National Association of Realtors, sales were down 7.1% year over year.
Why are you surprised? Every time yields go up, and we can trace it all the way back to 2006, 2007, right before the crash, every time yields go up, interest rate goes up, guess what? Home sales go down. It's happening right now. Unfortunately, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth about the housing crisis that we are going to be facing very shortly. They won't. You know, the beautiful thing about the stock market and what I learned over 51 years, the market does send you messages. We call them messages from the market. What does that mean? The market doesn't call up and talk to me. It tells you through the bond market. If you understand how the bond market works, it's not hard to understand that. If you just listen to the bond market, it tells you exactly what's coming, what you're going to be facing. Remember, the market has always been forward looking. The market, the bond market, will give you that information. You just got to know how to listen to it. Just got to know how to read it. Instead, everybody is looking, like, for example, during the day when they're trading right now, they're looking, the market's down 407 points. So someone's saying, oh, my God, I better get out of the market. I get better. Oh, wait a minute. That's behind us. What good is it? What good is it? That's behind us. Are you going to act now? And that's what people do. It's unbelievable. Anyways, I was listening. This is unbelievable what's going on. So everybody's talking about how wages have been really going up. That's a bold-faced lie. Yes, they've been going up, but inflation has given a net loss. So take like real average hourly earnings. When you account for inflation, they actually have decreased 0.5%. I'm just talking about this month alone. So you take a 0.9% inflation increase, that's negated a 0.4 rise in wages. So these people are telling us how wages are really are fantastic, and people are loaded with money, and they don't have to work anymore. They can retire. What a bunch of crap.
Strong wage gains creating one of the strongest financial capacities to spend that we've seen in U.S. households, perhaps.
What a lie. What a lie. Consumer confidence, check it out, has been going down despite that so-called wage increase. Even when wages are going up 5% year over year, and you go and you take the inflation, you're in the whole 1%, 1.2%. But it's actually more than that because they lie about inflation. The one thing you got to learn is you got to pay attention to what they don't want you to know. Talk about messages from the market so you make the right decisions, which stock and stock groups you want to be in. You got to really get in a habit of identifying what they don't want you to know. I'll give you an example. So right now, we all agree with this, higher oil prices and higher gasoline prices. And oil is going to hit 100, no question about it. I had a laugh the other day when President Biden was saying, we're going to work hard and we're going to try to get more oil. We're going to go to Venezuela and this and everything. We're going to work on this. And when he caused it, right? He's increased he's decreased the amount of oil we have available, which is insane. But I don't want to get into that. But you have higher oil and gasoline prices. Can we agree on that? Sure. Now, when that happens, doesn't that increase the cost for your business? Sure. If you got trucks and you got you're an electrician, you got 4 or 5 trucks, and you send your men out, your gasoline cost is going up, right? And then he's going to need a raise because he can't make it, right? He can't make it because it's, the inflation so much. So, but the point is, when you got higher oil and gasoline prices, that's increased costs for businesses. So think about it. Higher inflation causes economic growth to slow. We can agree on that. Now, you know what I just described? Higher oil and gasoline prices. That's increased the cost for businesses. That's higher inflation. That causes economic growth to slow. That's stagflation. We're in stagflation. But nobody's going to tell you the truth. You don't hear anybody. Now these jibber jabbers, fake business news, jibber jabber, they should be screaming. We're in stagflation. You know why stagflation is so bad? It's the worst thing you can be in. Stagflation is you got low economic growth. Boy, do we have low economic growth. And boy, do we have rising prices. That's what stagflation is. Now, the problem with stagflation and why it's so dangerous and so bad, unlike inflation, you can raise rates like Volcker do and just kill the inflation. Stop it dead in its track. If they raised rates tonight, 8%, 10%, we'd kill inflation overnight. But if you have stagflation, you can raise rates 50%. It doesn't kill stagflation. It's almost like COVID. It's like you never can get rid of it. Stagflation is so bad. And also what it leads to is high unemployment. This is terrible. Now, the stagflation is going to kill us. Why am I talking about this? Because it means we are ready to have a crash, not only in the market, but in housing. Now, stagflation, the bad thing about stagflation is it crowds out. What's that mean? That means that when you have the government spends more than they take in, right? About $3 trillion. So what happens when they're spending more than they take in, those budget deficits have to be paid down. So here's what they do. It's called crowding out. This is really bad. So the Treasury Department, to raise money to pay down the budget deficit, which they've got to, the law, they then turn around and offer you have money in the bank, let's say in savings, and they say, look, no, don't keep your money in the bank. Loan it to us, the government. So people take their money out of the bank and loan it to the government by a treasury. So money shifts out of the banks to the federal government. That's called crowding out. The consequences are so severe, and we're seeing this now. Small businesses are the backbone of and the cornerstone of our economy, our economic growth. When they shift money out of the banks and you go give your money to the government, it's difficult to borrow money from a bank for a startup business, which is the backbone of our country. And remember, that's where all your jobs come from. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors. And we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free for 10 days. And you, during those 10 days, you identify, especially for people who say, you know what, I don't have time to learn. Or even if I have time to learn, I don't want to learn. I'm sick of going to school. Can't you just tell me when to buy a stock, when to get out of the stock? Yes. What do you think our working investor program is about? I get it all the time. for years and years, and finally we did something about it. So many years went by that people would stop me on the street or in the supermarket or gas station. I listen to your show all the time. Love your show. Great. You remember? No, I just don't have time. I don't have time. And after a while, I said, this is crazy. So let's give them something they don't have to come to class for. So we designed the Pro 2 color-coded chart that's associated with our Working Investor Group. The Working Investor Group is a stock portfolio, an actual portfolio. Now that's Steve's stock portfolio. And then I have my stock portfolio of 5-6 stocks. And then every day at 2 o'clock, Steve will post and talk about each one of my 6 stocks and what we're doing and what he's doing his. And you just pick out 1 or 2 or 3, you shouldn't have any more than 5, and follow it. Here, listen, he's talking about Intel. So if you're in Intel, you're going to make money, and you don't need a lot of stocks. Because if you take your best stocks, like let's say you got Intel and Caterpillar and Schlumberger, and you got, let's say GE, that's a good one, right? And you got Goldman Sachs. I mean, really good, solid stocks. So here's Intel. So here's what he's saying. So today, if you go home tonight and you decide Intel, you don't want to come to school, you don't want to come to college, you don't want to learn anything. So you say, okay, I'm going to open up, see what Steve's saying I should do with Intel.
Intel, I've got it with the Scout Long, basically the same thing as Caterpillar here. This one's a little bit better because it's not above 80 yet on the weekly, and the daily's already at the bottom again.
So he tells you what to do. Does anybody do that for you? Does your broker do that for you? Does somebody call you from your 401k? Does your company have a plan, a workshop, so that someone tells you about the stocks inside your 401k and what they're going to do, like this? Are you kidding? For $39.95 a month? But the beautiful thing is, you don't have to ever worry again when the market goes down. Now, you don't have to believe me. For 10 days, you make that judgment. If I'm just being a salesman and lying to you, or being a president and lying to you, or a congressman, a Democrat, Republican. Isn't it amazing how they all just sit there and lie to us? Especially about the stock market. What really gets me is we got the biggest housing crash coming, and nobody's prepared for it. Do you understand what's happened? And we're going to be making so much money shorting builders. We already started to short our builders. We're already shorting builders. Builders are going down. We're making money while everybody else are in builders going, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? Builders are going down. What do I do? And then your broker or your planner or whoever's helping you out will turn around and tell you, oh, don't worry about it.
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio.
Oh, hell no. Obviously, he must be thinking that he has a fiduciary relationship with you, no? Let's check it out.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it. Our responsibility begins and ends.
No fiduciary relationship. It ends with their partners.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders.
Our partners and shareholders. Where's Joey Suckface? I guess Joey Suckface is in that group, right? Isn't that terrible? Think about it. So, let's get back to the stock market here, the housing crash. Do you know, if you go back and look in 2006, when yields started to climb, the housing market started to crash. And then it went right into the 2008 crash. Now, let's bring it up, fast forward here. Do you know when yields went up in 2020? Remember, we went from low yields of 55 basis points up to 190? got to 190, housing stocks went boom down, and everybody panicked. Everybody panicked, yelling, panicked. Everybody panicked, and they came in and they bought trillions of dollars of treasuries to get interest rates down to zero, and so they had interest rates down to 55 basis points from 190. Everybody jumped in. This was in February of 2020. So February, after the market crashed 31%, housing went down. Within 3 months, the housing market went up 20 to 30%. Let's use 20%. In 4 months. Please tell me something. Do you think a house going up 20% in just 3 months, 4 months makes any sense? Yeah, if you're selling it, you cashed out. That means you got like a time bomb sitting there, but nobody's telling you that. That's a time bomb. No house goes up 20% and sustain itself when this is the worst economy ever. It's all fake. Are you kidding? I mean, think about it. This economy is so fake. Think about it. This QE program has cost wages, talking about wages, you $2.5 trillion a year. Let's take just the people on Main Street. Let's just take 70% of the people in our workforce. Do you know they got screwed out of $2.5 trillion a year in wages? And do you know if you're on Social Security, your check should be double what it is? So why don't you join my gang? And you can be aggressive and it'll make sense. Crazy.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandi, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. you immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Free for 10 days. And you get my color-coded chart. And for the 10 days with the color-coded chart, every day, Steve, who's the head of our education department, he will take each stock from my portfolio, his working investor portfolio, and he goes through each one and tells you exactly what to do. So whichever one you pick out, you wait till he gets to yours, and then do exactly what you're told. And you'll be in a position to make money whether the market's going down or it's going up. Anyone, whoever trades stocks or invests stocks, long-term, short-term, you shouldn't be doing it unless you know how to sell stocks short. Because when you're buying a stock and it's up, 30, 40, 50% too much, and you get out of your stock and go look for another one, well, the ones you're going to get into are up 30, 40, 50% too much also. It's like a guy bought a house for $200,000. Now the house is worth $500,000. He's all excited. So he sells his house, doesn't do any research. He goes out and he's finding the houses that he's looking at now for $1 million are half the house he was in. The only way you ever make money in anything is on the buy. And that's why we're focusing on gold right now, because yields, the 10-year Treasury yields are going to go so high, we're going to get back to 4 or 5%. I'm telling you. And when yields go up, why do you think the other day, and I had my members, I've been telling them for so long now, be patient with your gold stocks. Be patient with your gold stocks. They're going to take off. I said, we're going to make a fortune on our gold stocks. And boom, the other day they took off. Because why? Because yields hit 1.9%. And they're not going to stop. Oh, they'll be pulled back and all that. But at the end of the day, There's no place for us to go but where interest rates are going to get higher and higher and higher. Why? Because 14 years ago, we were put into a confidence game called QE, where we built nothing, where stocks were going up not because of what a company did. Stocks didn't go up because they were productive. They were producing productivity. They're taking their profits and plowing them back in their company and buying new machinery and more productivity and more earnings and more earnings. No. What did they do? They said, screw that. People don't know the difference between yields and a banana peel. They won't know we're screwing them. So Kramer and his boys get together and they turn around and say, okay, here's what we'll do. Never mind any of the value stocks. Forget those. Forget earnings. We can drive these tech stocks up by just manipulating the yields. If we just take and print and print and print till there's no more trees in the forest and keep interest rates at zero, tech stocks only have one place to go, up. But we got to keep those interest rates down, keep forcing it down. And that's what they did for 14 years. Now you're going to pay for it. Now comes the housing crisis. But nobody's going to believe it. Nobody cares. I don't mean nobody cares, but I mean, I'm talking about people in Wall Street. They don't care. They're making a fortune. Look, every day, $2.5 trillion that should have been going into your wallet, into your checking account. $2.5 trillion. If you go and take the working force of this country, 165 million people, 70% of those people, the 165 million, their wages should have continued to go up. They're missing $2.5 trillion. Just like you're on Social Security and you get your check, you're missing half of it. See, this is what QE did. QE was a confidence game. Now, it kept costing the Main Street worker, the guy who keeps this country together, the carpenter, the electrician, the truck driver, who really make this country. The money, what QE does is take the money from you, and then they take that money and bring it up to the 1%. So they shifted it, the money from the Main Street worker up to the top 1%. You know how they did that? You know how that was done? Through outsourcing. You know what that is, right? And the replacing of the wonderful pension fund that guaranteed you that you would have plenty of money when you retire. You'll live the same lifestyle you came accustomed to while you were working. They switched you to a now rotten to the core 401k. Unbelievable. That $2.5 trillion a year that they were screwing you out of, they were using that money to do quantitative easing. You paid for the cost of quantitative easing. You paid for the cost of printing and printing and printing and get interest rates down to zero to push Microsoft, Apple, Google, all these same stocks up and up. And if you only understood when you should get out of a stock, you won't get caught in this crash. In fact, if you only understood how to switch your position from long to short, if you've been in Apple for 14 years, all you're going to do is just switch your position, and when this market crashes, and boy, is it going to crash, you make money on the way down. And that's what we do here at Phil's Gang. That's what we do every day. Every day. So this week we saw the yields coming down from 190 to 173. And the banks, right? The banks love high yields. But guess what? When the yields were high, interest rates were high, and banks should have been going up, they were collapsing. But my members were short those banks, making money on the way down. You got people sitting in those banks. What's going on? Shouldn't they be going up? Because banks love higher interest rates. They make more money. God, our yields are at 190. And they're sitting there. They know nothing about yields, what yields mean. and how they relate to your stock. So all of a sudden the yields drop from 190 down to 173. People start to sell. I mean, it's terrible. See, all these large institutions, insurance companies, hedge funds, etc., they're now staying away from bank stocks. You know why? That's why the yield went down. You know why? Because they know what I know. When these short-term fund rates, the yields go up, and they're going to. Okay, these yields are going to. Inflation is going to kill everybody. It's going to kill everybody except those who know how to short. So when these rates start to rise, and the long-term 10-year Treasury yield contracts, it identifies the economy can't absorb higher rates, identifies a weakening economy, which identifies as a crack in the housing market. So why don't you join us and be short the builders? See, people don't understand what yields are or how they relate to a stock. But if you're a gang member, we take care of that for you. You don't have to understand it. So just understand this week, the big boys, the insurance companies, the hedge funds, they're staying away from these bank stocks. They're staying away from them because they know there's a crack in the housing market. They know these yields, okay, these interest rates are going to keep going up. And people who bought these houses, and your house went up 20, 30% in 6 months, 5 months. I know you're happy, but boy, you better hedge them somehow, because that's fantasy land. Join my gang, free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You know, every day we start work at 4 in the morning because the information that we ascertain, okay, we make good decisions. It would take somebody, I mean, for you to make a decision on a stock, I mean, you couldn't possibly do it because you haven't put years into this process. So you're relying on somebody else. They're not going to do anything for you. It used to be, $1 million, they'd work hard for you. Now you got to have $5 million. You're in a 401k, they don't work at all for you. But my point is this. So you'll always be in the right position because you'll always have the ability to sell short, make money as it goes down, or long as it goes up. And we'll always make sure, looking forward, to understand why the bank stocks are going to go down. Give you an example. Yesterday, the market, yesterday, the market opened up 400 points. It was a down day the day before, 300 points, closed down 300 some odd points. The next morning, yesterday, opened up 400 points. But because we're here at 4 in the morning and doing our research, I said to my members this yesterday, when it was at 400, everybody's going nuts buying stocks at 400. So, and this also tells you this is a very weak rally. There's no really leadership to it, and that this market could turn negative today. Okay? So, when it was up 400 points, I warned them, okay, that this could turn negative. And it did. It went from 400. Not only did it wipe out the 400, it ended up negative 300. That's one hell of a drop. But we knew that was going to happen. Not 100%, but we knew because of our consistent research. Give you an example. So this week, the yields, take the yield, was at 190. The 10-year Treasury yield at 190. So it drops down to 173. Now, everybody was in banks thinking, wow, 190, that's good because that means banks will go up because high yields, that means banks make more money. Well, no, I knew they were going to go down. They weren't going to go up higher. They were going to come down. So we are making money and set our position so they came down. Here's what happened. The large institutions who make stocks go up down, like bank stocks and the big stocks, the large institutions, insurance companies, hedge funds, they stayed away from the bank stocks because they know there's a crack in the housing market. When short-term fund rates, what are the short-term fund rates? That's the rate that a bank pays overnight to another bank to borrow from them. Okay, that's the short-term fund rate. What we know is when the short-term fund rate, the rate that they're charging banks overnight to borrow money from them. So when JP Morgan charges some hedge fund, loans them money overnight, and they got to pay them back the next morning. And we knew that when if you keep watching that short-term fund rate, it keeps going up and up. But the 10-year Treasury yield, we call it the long one, comes down. So for 51 years, if you watch it, you finally get in your head, every time the short-term fund rate, that's the rate at which Powell will charge a bank to loan the money overnight. When that Fed fund rate goes up, and it's been going up, and the yields, the 10-year Treasury, go down, it identifies, and it works all the time, the economy can't absorb higher rates, yields. It identifies a weakening economy, which identifies a crack in the housing market. Anytime you have a weak economy, if you go back 50 years, every time the economy gets weak, and these yields are going up, the housing market cracks and crashes. 2006 was a perfect example. Same thing. We were watching 2006. Same thing was going on. The Fed fund rates were going up. The 10-year Treasury yield was going down. And I had everybody shorting the builders. And I don't have time to tell the story. I got a funny story on that. But we knew. We knew what was going on. So everybody did fine. And I guess what I'm saying to you, with all this craziness going on, we have the experience to always make sure. But the one thing I can't do for you, none of us here can do for you, is if you don't want to short a stock, which is so easy, if you can put a light switch on and a light switch off, that you realize how hard it is to make money in the market? Especially in a market that's crashing like this market, which nobody believes yet. Hey, look at, the mortgage applications have been drying up for the last 3 weeks. Nobody talks about it. The free fire applications are drying up in the last 3 weeks. Nobody's talking about it. And when you tell me a 4-month run on housing, a house went up 20, 30%, and we don't have a bubble, and when you see the short-term rate going down and the long-term, you got to be kidding me. It's going to really hit the housing market hard. So just be prepared. Now, I don't know if I have time. Do I? Yeah, I think I do. Okay. I want you to listen to this. Do you remember when Kramer came on and Stewart on his TV show, Jon Stewart nailed him for lying, for being a BSer? Here, let me play this.
You ran a hedge fund.
Yes, I did for many years.
All right.
A lot of times when I was short at my hedge fund and I was positioned short.
All right, I need you to listen to his demeanor, and you'll know why in a minute.
You ran a hedge fund.
Yes, I did for many years.
All right.
A lot of times when I was short at my hedge fund and I was positioned short, meaning I needed it down, I would create a level of activity beforehand that could drive the futures. It doesn't take much money.
What does that mean?
Okay, this was a hyperbolic example of what I was trying to get people to. You had a great piece about short selling earlier.
Yes,
I've been trying to rein in short selling, trying to expose what really happens. Mm-hmm. This is what goes on. What I'm trying to say is, and I didn't do this, but I'm trying to explain to people, this is the shenanigans.
It sounded like you were talking about that you had done it.
Then I was inarticulate because I did trade. I barely traded the futures, but I will say this. I am trying to expose the stuff, exactly what you guys do, and I'm trying to get the regulators to look at it.
Well, see, that's interesting. Roll 210.
Sure. I would encourage anyone who's in the hedge fund game to do it because it's legal,
right?
And it's a very quick way to make money and very satisfying.
Okay.
Well, by the way, no one else in the world would ever admit that, but I could care.
That's right, and you can say that here.
Again, I'm not going to say it on TV.
They nailed him. Now listen what he's doing now. Same demeanor, same voice. Listen to what he says. This is today.
Well, if everybody, if we were selling because the 10-year was going to 2 and it's back to where it was, that seems to be not as good. Let's take that off the table. It's actually not as bad. If we're selling because Netflix didn't make it, didn't give you a good forecast, well, most of the companies aren't Netflix. And if we're selling because we hear people talking about how the market go down 45%, that's just an irresponsible thing to say.
The same tone, he's selling you a bunch of lies, just like Stewart caught him. Here he is. This must be, 8 years later, something like that? Same thing. Look, the stock market's not hard. It's only hard if you don't have time to learn about it. And we understand that, and that's why we have our program, the Working Investor Program, so you don't have to come to class every day. Okay, if you want to, that's great, because we have a tremendous support system. We have a great teaching academy here, if you will. But for people who are busy and they just need to say, like, what stock should I be in? The Working Investor Group is perfect for you. Perfect for you. And you should try it, because you're going to, for the first time, when stocks go down, you're not going to be worried. You're going to be making money on the way down. All I ask, if we can accomplish that, if we can reach out and get you to finally, when a stock goes down, to make money, all I'm asking you, please donate to St. Jude. Would you do that? That's all I'm asking. If I could just shake you and say, shorting is easy. Just do what we're telling you. Here's Steve's stock portfolio. Here's mine. Pick whatever stocks you want out of it and do exactly what Steve tells you every day. And this way you win and St. Jude wins. Look, you got to do something, because right now the money's going to be made on the crash. On the crash. All right. I'll see you on the chart. Join my gang for 10 days free.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.